think. Movie star stuff. We're at Grove Studios in Ypsilanti, and it's another edition of Acoustic Alternatives. Grateful to Grove for, well, introducing the idea to me. I say this almost every time we do it in here, but none of these, the 100 plus of these, would have happened had they not encouraged me to come check out Grove Studios and say, hey, we've got this podcast studio, which is actually previously down the hall, but now located across from me. They moved it to accommodate another room for people to rent. This is a great space if you're a musician looking to get out of the garage and get into the studio. Make as much noise as you want. You won't disturb your neighbors. You live in an apartment. This is a great place to have band practice. You have family that doesn't like your band. This is a great place to do your band practice. GroveStudios.space. Check it out when you get a chance. And this time, I'm joined by somebody. And my job, I think, as a host of this or any radio shows I've done, is to try and expose people to music that I think you should hear. And every now and then, somebody will do that to me, and they'll go, hey, have you checked out Annie Marie yet? I'm like, I have not. So since Chris DuPont is producing this new record from Annie, and he said, Annie, you should reach out to John. She did, and here we are. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
So good to meet you in person. We did meet briefly at the top of the park, and I probably have been in your company before because I have been to the North Star Lounge, which is your
I do work there.
Day job, although it's a night job.
It's like a night job on the nights where I'm not performing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm sure because I've been in there a few times that we've been in the same room together,
Yes.
just not necessarily knowing who each other was.
Yeah.
I went there for the first time to see Cora Feeder. I hadn't heard of her. I hadn't checked out the place yet. And it was one of those, all my friends are playing there. I should probably check that place out sometime. So I chose one of the free shows on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I brought my friend who lives in Ann Arbor, who goes to a lot of places, had also never been there. And we both were crying during a song neither one of us had ever heard before.
Yeah.
The Power of Music. So eventually I got her to come on the podcast. Unfortunately, it's one of the ones that didn't turn out great for some reason. Since then, I have bought microphones to make sure that I'm in complete control of what the microphones sound like. These come with me when I leave.
Yeah.
And then now, 100 some episodes in, we're improving. Hopefully the lighting looks better than it did on the last one with John Richard Paul. If you saw the one with Julianne Ankley, which was the previous one, that wasn't recorded in Grove. So all of these things are a work in progress. But before we get to know you a little better, you have this new album coming out.
I do.
Is there a date and a title yet?
Yeah. So the title is The Masquerade, and it's going to be at the end of August, probably August 28th, but we don't have that quite nailed down yet, but it will be end of August.
Okay.
It'll be out.
How about a song from it?
Yeah, of course.
What is it called?
This one is called Genevieve. She goes walking down the avenue in brand new jeans and brand new shoes, strutting like she doesn't owe anybody anything. And I could try to make her mine, but I'm a little too dumb and a little too shy, thinking that she doesn't know anything about me. But oh, how I love it so. Oh, oh, there she goes. Genevieve has some crazy moves, killing me with those navy blues on the all the time. Genevieve has some crazy moves, killing me with those navy blues. I wish that they were mine. She goes waltzing right into my heart on a summer night in a basement bar, dancing like there isn't a single soul around her. And I feel myself turning green, 'cause those baby blue eyes are out of a dream, drowning in an ocean of jealousy and azure. But oh, how I love her so. Oh, there she goes. Genevieve has some crazy moves, killing me with those baby blues on me all the time. Genevieve has some crazy moves, killing me with those baby blues. I wish that she was mine.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Genevieve is new music from Annie Marie from a forthcoming album due out in August on Acoustic Alternatives at Grove Studios. Not one of the two that is already out in the world. You had two from this record, Sunkissed and
Almost
Masquerade.
one more. So, yeah, we have Sunkissed out, and then The Masquerade will be out on July 7th, which is probably before this podcast will be released.
Perhaps. The video
yeah.
The video probably won't be ready, but the audio probably
The
will.
audio will be ready, yeah.
Takes me a little longer to do video.
The Masquerade may or may not be out yet, which is the title track off the album, and will be the second single.
Something to look for.
Mm-hmm.
All I know about you, other than where you work, is that you were raised in Houghton, and your parents are big music fans.
Yes.
Tell me more about young Annie.
Yeah. So I was raised in the Upper Peninsula in Houghton, which is about a 9-hour drive north of Ann Arbor. Or you have to fly from Detroit to Chicago and then Chicago into Houghton. So it's pretty hard to get to. I know. It's very remote.
Oop, yeah.
And yeah, I grew up like on the shores of Lake Superior.
Oh, you think you're better than me? Oh, sorry.
I mean, it is the Superior Lake.
Sure it is.
You know. But yeah, I grew up very immersed in like roots music, folk music, bluegrass music. My parents themselves aren't professional musicians, but my mom has always been a great singer. She's been in choirs for like all of her life. My dad just loves like all music, has a huge record collection, plays like campfire guitar. Yeah, so I grew up really like with a lot of folk music, but then I was also listening to a lot of like Neutral Milk Hotel, The Violent Femmes, like a lot of alt rock.
As one does at that age.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a story actually of me at like age 4. I was singing King of Carrot Flowers, a Neutral Milk Hotel song at preschool.
At 4?
Yes, which is a pretty inappropriate song for a
But,
4-year-old.
Even discovering that band at the age of 4.
I know, I loved it because my dad would play it all the time, and I loved that song.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, so music has always been a thing that I remember being surrounded by. And I started writing my own songs probably when I was like 7 or 8.
That is not normal.
I took classical piano lessons, and I also started playing ukulele. And my childhood best friend, her name is Cora Malia, she started playing fiddle at age 3. So we would write together. And when we were like 11 and 12, we played an open mic at the Blissfest Music Festival. And we wrote a song about the festival, and we played it. And everyone was like, whoa, like, these children
kids
are kind of good. So ever since then, it's been a thing.
Did you know at age 4 that that's what you wanted to do?
I think I always knew that I wanted to perform in some way, or just like interact with people in that way. But I don't know if I ever was fully like, I'm going to be a professional musician until like college.
Was there ever another path? Like you went to college for something?
Yeah, actually, for a while I wanted to be an environmental lawyer.
Still could.
Yes. And I did. I went to U of M. I graduated in 2025.
Congrats.
Thank you. And I was planning on doing a program in the environment, but then it was like a month in, and I hadn't been playing music, like playing shows. I'd been like playing my guitar and singing still, but I hadn't been performing for people, and I was like hurting so much from not doing that. And I was like, oh, I think actually I need to pursue this seriously. So,
I mean, you give it a go and it doesn't work. You have a fallback, sort of. You have a degree. You can at least get jobs with a degree.
Yep. My degree. So I switched my degree to, I was going to do program in the environment, and then I ended up majoring in arts and ideas in the humanities. Okay. And I did like a concentration in music, but I studied a lot of other things in that degree. So yeah, at least I have a degree.
Yeah. It'll always be there. They can't take that away. If the music thing ends up being like a 5-year path, and like, well, I didn't make enough money, I got to go back and get a real job, because that happens.
It happens.
I'm not saying it's going to happen to you. You seem to be on the right trajectory. But
it happens though.
It does. Yeah. An artist that I'm a big fan of, who had, I think, 3 records out, ended up taking this derailment, went to U of M into the herb program there, and worked for a while in she's still working, but she's combining now I can do the job that I got the degree with, and I can still do my touring. So Vienna Tang, are you familiar with Vienna at all?
Actually, I've heard of her, yeah.
Yeah, so you can make it work.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's why I brought that up.
That's the hope.
Yeah, cool. Have I ever been to Houghton? You don't know the answer to that. Neither do I. I think so, but I don't know what there is to do up there. Like, what kept you busy when you weren't thinking about music?
I mean, it's so much like outdoor stuff. Lots of hiking, mountain biking, rock climbing, skiing in the winter. You can like see a ski hill from my house. Oh. But mostly, yeah, I was playing music and writing music and listening to music, and I definitely have a greater appreciation for the UP now that I haven't lived there for 5 years. I think growing up there in such an isolated space, it's obviously so gorgeous, but I definitely like wanted to get out as a teenager. And now that I've been out for 5 years, I want to go back.
Still feels like home when you go?
Yeah. Yeah, it really does.
Good.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, we'd be sad to have you move away from the Ann Arbor music scene, because you're much more accessible to us than a 9-hour drive.
I'm probably not going to move back anytime soon, but I do miss it. Yeah.
Appreciate that. I know that you've filmed Sunkissed for a Tiny Desk concert and at least one other of your songs. Did they give you any feedback? Did they give you any
No. Yeah, I've submitted for Tiny Desk like 3 times now. And I mean, they're getting so many submissions. I never get feedback specifically from NPR. I think most people don't unless you are like one of the finalists. But people seem to really like the videos. I get a lot of views and comments on them. Yeah. So, yeah.
Is this your first filmed interview that you've done? I couldn't find any.
This is my first filmed interview. I have been interviewed by like A2 Pulp, and The Current and WCBN.
Okay.
But
I found a few.
Yeah.
I usually go back and see what everybody else has asked you already. And try and build off of that. Like, what didn't they ask? What else should I talk about?
Yeah.
But there wasn't a ton to pick from. But there was like a concentrated area where there was a bunch, right, as you were putting out your debut album and had just moved to Ann Arbor. And I assume you moved to Ann Arbor because of school.
I did, yeah.
No other reason.
No, yeah. Wanted to go to U of M.
That's where it is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one in Dearborn too, but...
That's true. I'm actually... not to toot my own horn too much, but I'm the 6th generation in my family to go to U of M. So my whole life it was like, you're going to be a Wolverine. And I was. So yeah, that's why I moved here. But I've stayed post-grad because I really just think the music community here is just, I mean, it's so great. Oh, yeah. We have like such great venues. There aren't a ton of them, but we have the Blind Pig, we have the Arc, we have North Star Lounge, which is of course close to my heart. And I've just met so many great musicians and made so many connections, especially through North Star and the Arc. I love playing the Arc.
And then within a short distance, you've got Trinity House in Livonia, 20 Front Street in Lake Oriana. There's some great listening rooms.
So many, yeah.
If you find them and you don't know about these listening rooms, people, this is where the best concerts happen. Mm-hmm. Sure, I love an artist who can sell thousands and millions of records, but it's so much better to go see an intimate performance where you can actually see the eyes of the performer and feel a connection in a room that has 400 or less people in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Much better.
I totally
and cheaper.
Agree. Yes.
Your favorite artists are now charging a couple $100 to go see them.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't see it this time.
Yeah.
Back to your musician you.
Yeah.
Ukulele, guitar, piano.
Uh-huh.
Primarily these days, do you play guitar or do you still dabble in the other ones?
Mostly guitar. I studied guitar a lot in school. I took some like jazz lessons through SMTD. Yeah.
School of Music, Theater, and Dance, for those who don't know what that means.
Yes. Yeah.
School
at U of M.
I know what it means.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I started on piano, and then moved to ukulele, and then I think because I knew how to like make the chords on ukulele, it was very easy then to transition to guitar. And since I transitioned to guitar, that's mostly what I play all the time. It's just, I love it. It's so fun.
We're going to bounce back and forth and talk about the new record a little bit. But right now, I'm just going to say about the new record. Did you play more than guitar on the record because you have these other skills?
No, actually, I just played guitar, I think.
Why? You have skills.
I know. All the songs that I've written since Girlfriend, my debut album came out, have been on guitar.
Okay.
But I have a lot of different guitars that I'm playing on the album. Okay. So there is that. And there's a lot of singing, a lot of harmonizing with myself, lots of layers of my vocal. Yeah, but just guitar.
Yeah, Chris is good at that.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like an appropriate time to have another song, though I have more questions. But we were just talking about the new album, and this is, where better to stick in a song? Which one would you like to do?
I'll do one called Tokyo, but I do need to get into DADGAD tuning.
Okay, I will talk about Grove Studios then while you do that, because they are kind enough to make this my other home. Really, I'm here a lot. I've been here a lot in the last almost 6 years, and again, as I mentioned at the top, without their encouragement, there would be no Acoustic Alternatives podcast. It would have lived on as a YouTube video playlist that I do. It might have eventually evolved into the 2 radio shows that happen on Sunday like it does. It certainly wouldn't have been a podcast. That was never my idea, but their idea was good. I love checking out artists. GroveStudios.space. This is where you can do a podcast if that is your thing. If you're a band, it's especially designed for you. And even DJs, club DJs, there's a room for you in here. If you go to the club and make mistakes in front of people, that's a little bit more embarrassing than practicing here at 10 at night before your 11 o'clock gig. I don't know, whatever you want to do. There are many options, 5 different rooms, and at least somebody in this room besides myself, your drummer, co-producer Jack Harris, who's sitting to my right, has been here with at least one of his bands. He's waving, but we can't see him. All right, you feel ready to play the track? Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Annie Marie is on Acoustic Alternatives.
Old red wine on the bedroom floor. The songs don't make any sense anymore, but I'm writing. Ruby used to roll us a joint or two, and I started looking a little blue, but I'm fighting because now she's outside of Tokyo. And I'm smoking what she left me on my own. I'm feeling stranded on a familiar shore, and I've never been this high before. rally and I go to class. The woman on the telly says the president's an ass 'cause he won't listen. So I'll get my degree and then I'll get a job. But there's a handyman singing in a coffee shop, says he's a musician. And some nights I just lie awake and think about the lives my imaginary kids might have to lead. I'm feeling stranded on a familiar shore, and I've never been this mad before. When she's in Japan, the sakura trees will bloom in April, and I don't have a 5-year plan. I don't tend to place a lot of weight on fable, my friend. My friend. My shoulder hurts from sleeping on my side, and my ankles burn from running every night to your bed. Friends at first, but we're lovers now. Strangers at birth, now I can't get you out of my head. When I feel that winter chill creeping in, you warm my heart till it's summer once again. And when I'm feeling stranded on a familiar shore, you say you've never been in love like this. I've never been in love like this, and I've never felt so alive before.
Wow. Annie Marie on Acoustic Alternatives. You know, sometimes you have to admit other people are right. So the people who told me you were good were right. Oh my God, you're so good, Tokyo.
Thank you.
I really like that.
Thank you.
We're at Grove Studios, and as we just mentioned a short bit ago, your drummer and co-producer Jack Harris is in the room. I'm going to ask a favor of Jack, because I just noticed while you were playing that the snare is on the drum behind you, and he's a drummer, so he can probably turn the snare off so that when you're playing it doesn't vibrate. So
Jack
if
Harris,
you're watching the video, you'll see a mystery man appear in the background, and suddenly we will hopefully not have the sound of a snare drum as you're strumming your guitar. I always forget to check that. All right.
Happens.
It does. So you mentioned the duo you started with your friend Cora at the age of 12. You guys have a couple of albums and an EP that you started releasing in 2017. Did she move from Houghton as well? Or is she with you somewhere in Ann Arbor?
No, she stayed in Houghton to go to Michigan Tech, which is a really great engineering school up there. So yeah, we just kind of amicably split. And we still play together. She is the fiddle player on Girlfriend, my first album.
Nice.
And she is going to be featured on one song on the upcoming album. Yeah, she's still like my best friend, basically my sister. But she stayed in Houghton, and now she's living in the Twin Cities, and she's a session fiddle player for a bunch of musicians there. So
and you could always revive that project at any point.
Of course.
It doesn't close, especially if it's an amicable split. That Girlfriend album you mentioned came out in 2023, and I was talking about seeing some publicity. A lot of that happened in 2022. I was kind of looking at dates, like when did all this happen?
Yeah.
Did you have a publicist working for you? Did you arrange all of these
No.
interviews? You did all that
me.
yourself? No, that was, I mean, you got a fair amount of coverage,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty cool. It's not that easy to do as a new artist. Although I guess at that point, the duo might have had enough cachet that you could get attention.
Yeah. I mean, from such a young age, we were already like pretty deep in the like Michigan folk community, playing at like Earthwork Harvest Gathering, which isn't a thing anymore, but that, Bliss Fest, like the Porcupine Music Festival, Farm Block, all these places. So I already had some name recognition there. So I think that definitely helped. But also just being at U of M helped a lot, I think.
Good network.
Yeah, good
For
network.
Sure. Well, congratulations that your girlfriend's CD pressing has sold out. Bummer for me.
I just ordered more.
Okay.
So we can get you on.
Okay. Well,
in like a month.
One of the things I like to do in preparation for talking to somebody, especially somebody I don't know very well, is to drive around for a week with that CD in my car, because that's the best spot for me to consume music.
Yeah.
Sure, maybe I could stream it while I'm working or sitting at my desk, but that's just not how I consume music.
Yeah.
So I unfortunately never really had time to listen to much of any of it.
No worries.
But it is great that you have sold enough that you need to reorder. That doesn't necessarily happen to a young artist either. So tell me about your favorite parts of that whole process of putting out Girlfriend, and then maybe you don't have to do a song from that. You could though if you wanted to.
I totally kind of in the right tuning for one. So, so Girlfriend was so fun to do. I produced it with Eric Koskinen, who is an Americana musician based out of the Twin Cities, who Cora now plays with all the time.
Yep.
He's so amazing in his own right. And we recorded it over 3 days. We recorded everything at his studio outside of the Twin Cities on this like little farm he has, and he has a studio there. And it was so fun. We like camped in his yard and then would go to the studio, and I would be performing for like 12 hours straight and so tired at the end of the day, but it was so fun. And we did it Nashville style, so everything was recorded at the same time, which is quite different from how we've been doing the Masquerade. Like I did my guitar and vocal performances separately for this new album. So Girlfriend was like really intense and very condensed, but so much fun.
You said Nashville. Have you thought about that being a part of the equation? Does that need to be part of the equation?
I have. I think I love Michigan so much.
Thank you. Stay, please, because we need it. Intellectual capital is something I learned about when I went to U of M Dearborn in business school, and we keep losing our intellectual capital. It keeps moving away. We need to keep some of our musician capital.
Yeah.
So somebody as good as you needs to stay with us, please. Go ahead, finish the Nashville question. Just want to encourage you to help us build a scene.
I appreciate that. I feel like also like Nashville has, such a high concentration of singer-songwriters who are trying to do what I'm doing. So I actually think it's a little bit easier to get name recognition here because there aren't as many of us. Right. Whereas you're in Nashville and it's a whole city of singer-songwriters. So I think that kind of competition wouldn't necessarily be like healthy for my mental health or for my songwriting or any of that. But if the opportunity ever presented itself and it really made sense, maybe. Never say never.
Right.
But I love Michigan. I love the East Coast too. I don't really see myself in the South, but maybe.
I didn't think the Accidentals would leave us, but they've done okay down there.
They're doing great.
Just fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're playing with so many people.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that album got you enough attention that you did some touring outside of Michigan. You did some East Coast touring. You played in Toronto.
Yes.
That's cool.
International.
That is crazy. Now, as a young artist, how did you find your way into that? I know artists who have been playing longer than you who haven't done this step of the career.
Yeah, so it's just me again. Like I only recently got a booking agent, and we're still like in the transition period with that. So up until now, I've been doing all of my booking. And I'm really lucky that I have a band full of people who are my friends and who are excited about the art, and they're down to, break even and drive across the country and sleep on floors. And we're all in our 20s. So we're like, whatever, it's fun. It's a good experience. We have a lot of stories. I just like sent hundreds of emails and
got responses from maybe, what do you think, Jack? Like 10%?
It's about
maybe
right.
a little more, 20%. Lower. He's going.
Lower, 8%.
And we just sent a bunch of emails, and then, you know, eventually you piece together a tour. And this summer we're doing another East Coast run and then Midwest run for the release of the album in August. And it's definitely gotten easier the more summers I've booked because my name's getting out there more. Yeah. But it's very DIY. I'm not going to lie to you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Is the song from Girlfriend that you're tuned for one that was a fan favorite or just one that happens to? Okay.
Actually is, yeah. Should I do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should do it. I mean, what the podcast is not just talking about what you have going on. It's also what have you done and, you know, maybe a first introduction to somebody who's never heard of you. Yeah. Put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So this one's called Burnout. I realize I haven't been like talking about what the songs are about, but whatever.
Please do.
You can listen to the lyrics. But this one I wrote sophomore year of college, so like 3 years ago now. And it's called Burnout because I was feeling very burnt out from U of M. It's a little academically challenging at times there. Go Blue, but also it's hard. And I was on a spring break trip in Florida with my friends. And this is basically a song about being anxious on a beach. It's called Burnout. 20 years, but it feels like I'm 45. It takes a lot of growing just to know how to stay alive. Mirror on the wall, won't you tell me who I'll be? My best friend is the reflection that's looking back at me. Hopped on a plane just to sweat it out for a week. Realized my brain still sounds the same when I'm on a beach. Spray tan, sycophant, hot pink lingerie. How many shots is it gonna take to make me less insane? Say I seem older than I am, but I'm never gonna be this young again. Blowing through my days like a pack of ultralights, so I'm burning out in Florida till it starts to feel alright. Called my parents for the first time in a month. Told them about the ocean. I left out the parts where I was drunk. Went on a run in 85 degrees. My footsteps fell like rain on the pavement to wash my conscience clean. Say I seem older than I am, but I'm never gonna be this young again. Blowing through my days like a pack of ultralights, so I'm burning out in Florida till it starts to feel alright. My crazy
for wanting you to take me. They always say I seem older than I am, but I'm never gonna be this young again. Blowing through my days like a pack of ultralights, so I'm burning out in Florida. I'm burning out in Florida. I'm burning out in Florida till it starts to feel alright.
Ani Marie is my guest on Acoustic Alternatives at Grove Studio, a track you can find on her debut album, Girlfriends, Burnout. That is an acoustic version. I don't know if the album version is acoustic or not. It is
No,
not.
everything I've played is like full band, is or will be full band on the previous album and on the upcoming album.
Okay. That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, but I love playing solo. It's really fun.
It's a way to let your voice and your talent and the songwriting shine. When
Yeah.
you're with the band, you can kind of hide all that stuff. If you're
Yeah.
not at your best that day, it'll
Right.
get buried in the guitar mix.
Right.
But today you sound great.
Thank you.
I don't know what you're doing to take care of yourself, but keep it up.
Lots of warming up in the car.
Oh, okay. Well,
Not used to singing this early, so
I'm sorry. It's just trying
okay.
to get it out of the ways. We'll talk about why we did it early a little bit later on. I wish one of the things that I've been trying to improve, we mentioned this at the beginning, is like the video part of this equation. And I wish I could get the angle that I see with you performing, because you're well lit. And it's like the microphone's not blocking your face, but if I had a camera right here, it would be in the camera shooting me, or it'd look bad.
Right.
But what I noticed when I was staring at you a minute ago is your water bottle has Lauren Blackford on it. She was here.
Yes.
Like,
She is one of my like musical besties. Yeah, we've
Oh.
played together. She's also worked with Chris. We're like the same age, so yeah.
She
I
was
really
an opening
admire her.
act. An opening act at a show I was at the Arc with Rochelle Clark, and I
Yes.
had not heard
Yeah.
her yet. But Rochelle's like, "Oh my God, you're gonna love her." I'm like, you were right. I did love her. So.
She's great. Yeah.
All right, cool. Success has been building, but what do you think your biggest blockade to bigger success is? Have you thought about that at all?
I mean, I was in college, which I feel like, it was just hard. It's hard to do college, and then also like I had a part-time job. I was working at North Star in Detroit Street Filling Station still, and then also having to write and promote. I mean, I hate social media,
But it's part of the job.
but it's part of the job, and you have to do it. And I mean, I said before, I've only just now gotten a booking agent, so I feel like a publicist would definitely be the next thing. That would be awesome if I didn't have to do that, and could just focus on the music. But yeah, like getting a degree and trying to balance everything, I think made it hard to consistently be putting out content and be reaching out to people. And I've only been out of college for a year, so I'm still figuring it out. But I have hopes for this next album. I'm hoping that it reaches more people.
Do you have an artist level you're thinking you want to achieve? Like, do you want to be Phoebe Bridgers level, or do you want to be,
Yeah.
I mean, where are you?
I've always said that I don't have, I try not to have like a huge, like that feels like unreachable aspirational goal, because my goal is really just to keep playing and keep performing. And I just want to keep connecting with my audiences and making music with my friends. And I think if I just keep doing that, and, if that landed me at a Phoebe Bridgers level, that would be super awesome. But I also think it would be really cool to still be more of a like Michigan name, like the Accidentals or May Erlewine, like definitely people that are at a higher level than me. But I mean, I know those people, and it feels a little more reachable.
Sure.
And then, if I get to that level, then maybe I can start thinking like Phoebe Bridgers level. But I try to not look too far ahead. I just want to play. I don't know. I think that's my goal.
If there was a national tour you could get tacked onto, who would it be?
Oh my God.
It could be a couple people. It doesn't have to be one.
I mean, Touring with Phoebe would be crazy. That would be pretty sick. I don't think anyone would say no to that. I'm opening for Mayor Lewine in the fall, and I have opened for her before, like with Ani and Cora when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do a whole tour with her. I think that would be so fun.
Nice.
I also really admire like Lindsay Liu. I've met her a few times. I love Rachel Davis.
She's the answer to the question I get asked. Who's your favorite person to interview? Rachel Davis.
Yeah.
We laugh a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know the Accidentals. It would be super fun to tour with them. But, you know, I tour with anyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wonder if you gave that any thought. Like if there's any, like, oh, I would like this is a goal. I have this as I've contacted them and it just haven't got back to me. You know, sometimes you just have to push those things. And see if they happen.
Touring with May would be really cool.
That would be great. She's pretty awesome.
That would be really fun.
Did you drop your last name for privacy or for being able to be found on the internet easier?
You mean Ani and Cora?
No, your actual last name is not part of your performing name.
Yeah. So my full name is Annika Mari Siegel. So I don't know. I just thought that Ani. I mean, I'm never called Annika. That's like what my parents would yell at me when I was in trouble.
Yeah. John Michael.
Yeah.
I know, I get it.
I've always been Ani. And I just thought Ani Mari, like it kind of rhymes. It looks weird.
I've been saying it wrong the whole time and you didn't correct me. No,
it's okay,
you should have corrected me a long time ago. Why did you not correct me?
Well, I don't know.
Politely, just next time somebody says your name wrong, it's actually Ani Mari.
People say it wrong so much. I think I'm used to it. At least you didn't say Annie Mary.
No, I did not.
That's the worst. You got the Ani right. So that's
Ani DeFranco helped me with that.
That is who I'm named after.
There we go.
So yeah, I just thought it was cool. Had a ring to it other than Ani Siegel.
Yeah.
Nothing against my last name.
No, I just wonder if it also makes you easier to find on the internet because it's somewhat unique.
I think so. It's I don't think there's another artist named Ani Mari. There are obviously other Anis. There's a quite famous other Ani. So
yeah, we've heard of her.
We've heard of her.
She kind of opened some doors for independent artists with her label and stuff.
Yeah.
Tour with her.
That would
Ani
be
and Ani
that
tour.
would be crazy. I should have said that.
You should have.
That's
Let's go
the
back.
best answer.
Rewind.
Yeah, rewind. I would
that.
like to do an Ani plus Ani tour.
So we're obviously doing this acoustic. Do you prefer acoustic or do you prefer band or do you love them both equally?
I love them both. With the new booking agency, I now have I'm on Dynamic Talent International's roster. They've been booking me a lot of solo opening things, which has been really cool. So I think I've gotten more used to playing in that way in recent years. Like in college, I was only playing with a band, really. And I think at first I felt almost like naked on stage, just myself, like without all my friends around me playing with me. But I love both ways. I think it's cool to be able to improvise a little bit more if I'm playing solo. Like I never sing the melody quite the same. And then it's really fun playing with the band and just getting to be like loud and rock out and have harmonies and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know if I prefer one of them more. They're both great.
How was it working with Chris DuPont, and what made you choose Chris other than he's awesome? I mean, how did you discover him and decide to work with him?
Yeah, so that was also through my agency. They just got married, so his wife, yes. Kylie Phillips, works for Dynamic Talent International, and
apparently that's a new name for what they used to be, but yes.
And yeah, they used to be Madison House.
Yes.
And they were Madison House when they I guess hired me. That's not the right word. Yes. Onboarded me.
Yeah.
But recently made the transition. But in the fall, I was like, oh, I have enough songs for another album. And I didn't really want to go to the Twin Cities again. And also, I think I knew that I wanted more of a produced pop sound, alt-rock sound than my previous album. So I emailed the agency and I was like, I know this like isn't really your guys' job because you're my booking agents, but like, do you know people in the area who record? And they sent me a whole list, and Kylie was like, this is probably going to sound biased of me, but my fiance at the time, is a great producer, and he specializes in like indie folk artists who are going in more of a pop direction. And I was like, sounds good to me.
I would have recommended him.
Yeah, and I hopped on some calls with him, and he really dug the music, and I feel like he just was really vibing with the vision that I had, and I loved the sound of stuff he's worked on in the past, and obviously his own stuff is great, and yeah, it was just the perfect fit.
I look forward to hearing the full record, The Masquerade, when it comes out. You want to do one more song?
Sure, yeah.
Which one is this? Is this? I assume it's from Masquerade.
Well, actually,
What?
I might do a a girlfriend song, because a lot of the other Masquerade songs kind of need the whole band.
You got to learn to play them acoustic if you want to promote the record, though.
You know, I could.
I'm not forcing you, but the whole point was to talk about the new record.
I know. Okay, I'll do
something out of your comfort zone. Please be comfortable, though.
I have to retune though.
Okay. Can you talk and tune at the same time?
Yeah. I'm trying to think about
what song is it, and tell me about it.
Which one I'm gonna do.
Oh, okay. You
know what?
Yet.
I'll do. I'm gonna do Josephine, which is actually a song that I wrote with my freshman year roommate, who was randomly assigned. We wrote it together, and she sings harmonies and stuff on the album. But this is the one track that we recorded in more of a Nashville style live. So, sorry.
You might get some accidental people finding it by searching for a Brandi Carlile song of the same name, which is a beautiful song. So you might stumble into, who's this? Yeah, you got to find ways to get attention, right? So accidentally naming your song after somebody else's song, why not? Could happen. I'm trying to help.
Thank you. Yeah, so we shot a video while we performed it, and it's the only track on the album that I would say is kind of more bluegrass roots. So it's just me, Ruby singing the harmonies, and then we have a fiddle player, Cora, and upright bass and banjo.
Who played those?
Ryan Shea played upright bass of the Pontiac Trailblazers, and Ryan Mashad played banjo, who's also of the Pontiac Trailblazers, which is a local bluegrass band here.
Who play at North Star Lounge fairly regularly.
Every Friday. Some of my dearest friends. Okay.
It's Josephine.
It's called Josephine. It's about it's kind of a nonsense song we wrote, but it's about an attic ghost. I'll say that. I'm realizing there's a capo. Cherry pit cyanide, the silver in your daddy's eyes. Rocky beach in summertime, your lazy love, your sweetheart tired. California, Mexico, your country house all covered in snow. Satellites and shooting stars, a blanket and some pillows under Jupiter and Mars. Over and under the scar on your shoulder, I saw the rest of my life. But it was too close for comfort to hold one another, so I swallowed it down with my pride. Christmas trees and missing socks, the ghost in the attic who never talks.
minivans, postage stamps, the freckles on the back of your hands. Josephine, my favorite vice, more than gambling or pumpkin spice. But if you wanted to be my wife, you should have told me before I died. Over and under the forests and rivers, I'd never felt so alive. But it was too hard for me to ask you one simple question. And the ghost left the attic when it caught on fire. Yes, the ghost left the attic when it caught on fire.
Josephine, new music from Ann Arbor, who I'm finally pronouncing her name right. I recommend that next time when you walk into a room and somebody has not interviewed you before, just tell them.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. For me, I just like to get things right, and I'm
Yeah.
a little embarrassed that I didn't ask
You're
before
so
we started.
fine. It's okay.
I like the song a lot.
Thank
I
you.
think Brandy Carlisle would like it a lot as well, because it reminded me, strangely, of a song. Doesn't remind me of anything by Audioslave. It has similar, the way the verses were.
Yeah.
So cool.
Cool.
Thank you for debuting that, or at least, this version of it on the program. Appreciate that. Final question before I let you go.
Yeah.
Weirdest place you've played a public show or performance?
Oh my God.
That's hard to think of, apparently.
I mean, I've played a lot of strange little gigs.
Driveways and things like that.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, that's all you could really do.
I played a show like in the middle of nowhere in Michigan. I don't even remember where exactly it was. It was on like this Ani and Cora tour. And it was this like tiny little festival that I'd never heard of. And we were like the headliners. We were like 20 years old, and I don't think most of the people there had ever heard of us, but it was kind of fun. Like they were like treating us like celebrities, and we had been like sleeping on floors and playing in bars for the past week, and then we roll up to this random little Michigan town, and they're like, "Oh my God, Ani and Cora!"
That's great.
But it was just this like they had a little festival stage set up, and it was right next to a local bar, and people were like in the bar and spilling out onto the street, and it was just very random. Yeah.
I guess the flip side of that question is, what stage do you dream of playing that you haven't played yet?
Like biggest dream would be like Red Rocks. Because it's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
You're an
outdoorsy person for sure.
Yeah.
That'd be great. There's that cave too in Nashville I've heard about. Have you heard about that thing? That sounds like that would be cool.
Yeah, I have heard of that. That would be cool. I think that would be my, like, if I ever play Red Rocks, I'll be like, I've made it.
All right.
It's happened.
We've spoken it. It is now going to happen.
Yeah.
Ani, thank you for taking time with me today and spending time playing songs and talking about your life. It was
Thank you for talking to me.
Great to get to know you a little bit better. What is your website? It
is animarimusic.com. That's ANIMARI. All my socials are ani.mari.music. I got all of them. Take your pick. And The Masquerade is coming out end of August.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for checking out Acoustic Alternatives. If this is your first time here because you know Ani, there are 100 plus other ones you can check out, including Lauren Blackford, including May Earlywine. Who else did we talk about that's been here? Lots of people have been here. I haven't had Phoebe Bridgers, but I've had some national acts. I've had Glenn Phillips of Toad the Wet Sprocket, and cool. Stephen Page of Bare Naked Ladies was here. I mean, I sometimes get my friends from my radio world and my other life to pass through here as well. But great spending time with you.
Thank
Check
you.
out Grove Studios at grovestudios.space. If you've never looked into it, if you're a musician or a podcaster or a DJ, you need to, because they're a really cool spot in Ypsilanti. Basically the southeast corner of where Eastern Michigan University is, northeast corner. You can check it out and maybe rent it at whatever time works for you. And that's what we've done today. Thanks for checking it out. Have a great day.